Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? You are about to watch my first ever mukbang, and I have a special guest with me. It is the girlfriend, Isa Rodriguez, who is actually doing her own thing on her channel. You can see the link in the description down below. You can also search for Isa Does Tech here on YouTube. The two of us get together at the beginning of this Tokyo leg of the trip. You might have already seen a Tokyo vlog up until now, and there are plenty more coming out this week. This is just the mukbang that we performed right when we landed in Tokyo. Went straight to a convenience store, a konbini as they're called. 7-Eleven in particular got a lot of food put in front of the camera, and we just decided to eat and talk about, well, we tried to talk about a couple of topics in front of the camera for all of you. This is the precursor to the entire trip. This is the beginning of the Tokyo trip, and there is an audio podcast days after we're already gone from Tokyo where we reacted to everything we did there. So this is the order. You can watch this right now, and then to get the aftermath, you can listen to the audio podcast in whatever podcasting app you choose. And it's, of course, the Tech and Tea podcast with Joshua Vergara. But that is not all. I obviously have a bunch of different vlogs coming out from Tokyo using different devices for real-world camera tests. So you can look forward to all of those as well. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And also drop some likes on these videos so I know you like these. I might try to do more mukbangs, so let me know what you think of them in the comment sections down below as well. I'm not going to do an outro for this video, so let's just go ahead and get into the eats, get into the fun, and let's have a bite to eat.
What are we talking about?
Just talk about Japan in general, just like why we're excited for it.
One, because of all the food.
Oh, and there's a spice thing here.
Saddest
Okay,
part
so we gotta
is...
do this like one by one because, you know...
Right.
Oh, you don't have a spoon for that, do you?
No, maybe we can do that.
Okay. The family is behind us. They're having their own, like, eating experience right now.
Okay, can we start with this? Because I really want this.
Okay. We are obviously in Tokyo, Japan. We're at the table area right outside of, like, the actual rooms. What is that, though?
I'm not sure. It's good. Tasty.
Oh, it is good. Alright, so we got a lot of stuff here from 7-Eleven. And yeah, there's konnyaku noodles, which are zero-carb noodles. 0 calorie even. Pretty sure those are konnyaku. Yeah, they are. Alright, let me get this out. So we're in Tokyo, Japan. My family is behind us. It's a big old, like, 3-week trip that's going on right now. The first week is here in Japan, in Tokyo in particular. And then we're going to be going to other spots later on. So... you are in heaven right now. So you've been to Tokyo before?
Yes.
Right?
For a quick few days.
I'm the newbie. Well, me and my mom, we're the newbies when it comes to Japan.
This is a funny looking thing.
Oh, actually, Judy, this is your first time here too,
Yes.
right? Yeah, my brother's girlfriend right over here. Her first time here too. So half of this group has been here before, the other half is not.
There's a hole. I like that. I don't know what that is.
This one?
Looks like a teddy bear. Sort of. Ooh, if I eat it with a... Can I borrow this? If I eat it with a...
Oh, sorry.
What's going on?
Oh, it keeps falling. I'm so sorry. How's the actual soup?
Don't know. So good.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think I can do this properly because I'm very distracted by the food right now.
Well, tell me about about what you did the last time you were here. Like, did you do this kind of eating? Because you went with your family, right?
It's actually bamboo.
That's bamboo?
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
No, it's good. It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah. This is usually in Chinese soups.
I'm okay.
You remember the texture?
Yeah, I do remember texture.
I love this.
Not my favorite thing in the world, but that's okay. That doesn't mean it's not good. It's just not. I just don't really eat bamboo. So we have a lot of items here. Obviously, the soup is what we started off with. She got so excited when she saw like all of the soup area with all the food there. So I'm trying to figure out like what pieces of info we should be sharing.
There's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
And
Literally
so
unpack.
much I want to put in my mouth.
This is my first ever mukbang. I'm new to this kind of thing, so we're just kind of enjoying the food and talking about whatever.
These triangles are triangles that have saved my life. Because these are super cheap in like Taiwan or Japan or Korea. And you can get them at any 7-Eleven, and it's a meal in itself.
So that was
like
after Computex last year.
Yeah.
And we were all staying together.
And poor.
And we went to 7-Eleven pretty much every single day, and I just kept scooping these up. Yeah, onigiri. These are rice balls with stuffing in them. There's actually a way that you have to unwrap these, and I'm probably gonna mess it up live on camera.
I think this is octopus.
Salmon. Let's do the tuna one first.
Squid.
We need to focus on one thing at a time.
Okay.
I mean, we really don't, but I'm trying to unwrap this real quick. So pull 3, pull 1.
It's so hard because you're like, my brain is going on overdrive. It's going like, tell them, give them information, describe the experience.
Well,
But also my brain's going, you want to eat that, put it in your mouth.
well, here's a topic that I did want to sort of bring up. Did you grow up like into Japanese stuff at all? You're way closer than I have ever been to. Like you're in the Philippines, like not far
I
from
don't
Japan.
think,
to begin with.
not like you, I think. Like,
Okay,
the thing is, I've never,
you can talk about water.
the thing is, no, the thing is, and I've mentioned this to you before, we don't really watch a lot of like places situated in Asia. We watch Western media.
Yeah,
Which is
especially
so
in the
funny.
Philippines, right?
Yeah, especially in the Philippines.
So like anime doesn't really get.
But I did watch Ranma and Sailor Moon. Ranma's still my favorite. I love Ranma.
Ranma is dope.
Yeah. It's probably my only show. Like,
I'll admit though, I did watch a little bit of Sailor Moon growing up.
that's awesome.
I did watch it a little bit. It was Tuxedo Mask was obviously the only character that I could even remotely identify with in that very one gender dominated
I love
show.
that show.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that Tuxedo Mask was the only like guy.
Yep.
All right, so let's
Oh, you did it right.
yeah. So
I always
you
do
have
it wrong.
the nori wrap that goes around the rice, and inside of the rice, in this case, is tuna mayonnaise. The thing that I really loved, so going back to that story about what we did after Computex, we went to 7-Eleven every single day. I wasn't disappointed. I'm not surprised that much of the onigiri was already gone. They had one of them, the salmon, which is this one. I have the tuna mayonnaise in my left hand. But they also had that spicy scallop one that was so good.
The one I had that I really liked earlier was, I think it's mustard leaves and fish cod.
Oh, by the way, clearly not type 2 foodie material, but we're out here enjoying ourselves. I promise I'm not going to go too
There's
crazy.
a pig in a weird blanket in a soup. Pig in a blanket in a soup.
I'm not sure if you can really see it, but the tuna mayo right in the middle.
Like that. That's good.
This is just like a comforting food. And I don't imagine this is too difficult to make. Correct me if I'm wrong,
It
because
shouldn't
obviously you have to
be,
like.
right?
But the thing is, you have to make the shape,
But there are shapers, like how you make sushi.
like spam musubi. Yeah, that's true. Because there are onigiri spots that I've been seeing. Like, okay, you didn't do a whole lot of research before your Japan trips, huh?
Not really.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you know me. I'm a YouTube addict.
Yeah. The thing is, we're two very different types of travelers. I don't think you've noticed that. Like, I literally don't plan anything. I pinpoint stuff I want to do and then just go with it. And you do a lot of research.
Well, here's the thing, though. I do the research not because I want each day and every single minute planned out. I do it so that I know exactly
Yeah.
what's there.
So that you're efficient.
And then, that way I'm efficient with stuff.
But
So that way I know, so on any given day, like for example, for the next 5 days while we're here, we're in an area called Asakusa. We're gonna go to Shibuya. We're going to go to Shinjuku. I know those areas, and I know things that we can do in those areas. It's not necessary that we're gonna have like a bullet point list of all the stuff
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna
true.
do. You know?
Oh, this is seaweed. I just grabbed it. I'm a sucker for anything that's seaweed. I like weird plant things like bamboo and seaweed.
Oh, speaking of seaweed, you need more. Bite into the nori. Yeah,
Love it.
there you go. Oh, yeah. You'll probably see that a little bit more now. Oh, I just realized too. This is a vacation. It's obviously a family vacation. The girlfriend is here. The girlfriends are here.
How many girlfriends do you get?
No
Oh my
comment.
god, good.
Oh, okay. the food eclipsed the joke.
Good. It's weird, but it's good.
I have a fork.
Look at this. I bit into everything. I took one bite out of everything.
What was this?
Octopus or squid?
Oh.
I didn't know you love that. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, takoyaki.
Yeah.
So what, okay, I guess we can shift into that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the reason why I freak out about the fact that I'm here. I had a moment earlier where we were just standing in the street.
I feel...
I had a moment earlier where I was just standing in the street and I kept like turning around and I kept thinking to myself, I'm actually like standing in a place that I've known for such a long time.
Because you guys are super into Japanese culture, right?
I grew up all about that J-pop.
I only know Utada Hikaru, and she's awesome. So,
I was listening to M-Flow on the entire flight over.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. I was listening to M-Flow the entire flight over. Utada Hikaru, obviously. I mean, that one is kind of a given for a lot of people. Any gamers out there, I mean, you play Kingdom Hearts, you know who Utada Hikaru is. She's international. Okay. This seaweed thing, what is this?
I think that's like fish or chicken.
Oh, speaking of chicken, I gotta open that up next. It's good. It's just not my thing.
I like the weird textures.
All right, so
Is it chicken?
probably top 3 of my list of all the foods I want to eat in Japan, Tokyo, Japan. I don't know which one would be which. I think this one's the 2 spicy ones. And these are the sticks.
I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna play a little bit of roulette with this. There's a hot area. There's a hot area that you can go to, and there are. I mean, this is 7-Eleven we're talking about. So if you go to the hot area at a 7-Eleven in the U.S., it's like hot dogs spinning, taquitos, stuff that is not incredibly appealing. But this is a whole different story. It is incredible. Anyway.
Their tables had partitions. I showed you.
Had what? Oh, partitions, yeah.
So you can sit down and work on your laptop while you drink your coffee, which is what I did earlier.
Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I need a little bit of that soup too. I don't know when I'm going to be posting this. A part of me wants to ask the audience, like ask the commenters, like put suggestions as to what we should do, but I don't think I'm going to post this until after we're already out of Tokyo. So
For
it's
next
okay.
time, then.
Yeah, for next time. That's true. Talk about actually going all in on something. Us two, not everybody else who's behind us, but us two, we're actually coming back to Tokyo at the end of this month after the rest of the trip, and that one's actually for work. And which is funny because I have a camera in front of us right now. Clearly, I can't go anywhere without doing some form of work.
That's true.
My mom was making fun of me earlier for taking pictures everywhere already. like clearly not the touristy kind of pictures, the test this phone camera type picture.
Yeah,
which
but
I
the first
realized I
time we
should
met,
do
you told me I should always be shooting.
Yeah,
Remember?
ABS, always be shooting. Which, okay, for those of you out there, always be recording. Well, to all of you out there who might be trying to get into vlogging and stuff like that, I mean, it's not a bad piece of advice, but you have to pick and choose.
That's true.
You have to pick your battles. I just realized you're.
It's probably my least talkative video.
It's because you're eating.
I know. That's one of the very few times you can shut me up.
Yeah. Don't I know it? I'm
What
kidding.
is that
I'm
supposed to
kidding. All right, so let's do that madness real quick. Oh, I don't think it did not. Let me just do it like this. There you go. There you go. I'm just trying to get that. So you said this is what you had earlier. You've already been you've been eating.
Because technically onigiri is rice, right?
Yeah.
So I figured I might as well add in protein in there.
So this does look like chicken skin that has been sort of like coiled onto the stick, which is a good thing.
Because it is.
Oh, you're right. It's not crispy at all.
Yeah.
It's not crispy at all.
But it's actually, it tastes good. The thing is, we're used to crispy chicken skin. Still very good, right? It's good.
It's chicken steak. That's not crispy.
But it's still good.
It's alright. Just imagine that fresh off of a charcoal grill. Fresh off of chicken? Fresh off of chicken. Ripped it off. Sorry, PETA.
Don't say that.
I literally saw YouTube videos during like their Japan coverage where they would talk about like eating an entire fugu or something, and they would show the preparation of it, and the title had "Sorry, PETA."
I thought this was like gonna be nicer, but it's really not.
All you saw was 9% alcohol.
No, because I tasted the normal version, the lemon version of this, and it literally just tasted like Sprite. Taste it. Do it.
So it's like infused sparkling water with
Yes.
plus alcohol.
It's basically what you give the girls when they're a little drunk.
All right, so you've already had this. I mean, you can have more if you want.
No.
But okay. Moving on. Let's get. What do you want next? What do you should be directing this mukbang a little bit too.
Okay.
I don't think we have any napkins.
We don't. This is the spicy. I don't know what it is. We
I want to say it's chicken.
we saw chilies on the. Here, get one.
I'm gonna use a fork.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like we're far away from a sink, but I'm just.
Ooh.
Mom. Spicy.
How spicy is it?
We're about to find out.
Really spicy? What is it anyway?
Chicken nugget. Chicken fillet.
It's a chicken tender.
Very spicy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I heard.
I realized I just had that conversation. I just talked about how I'm working all the time. I should be taking a couple of pictures. Why don't you? What's the next thing you want to open up?
This one.
So the journey to getting all of the food that we're eating right now was on this, the Nubia Red Magic 3.
Look at my phone, it's big.
Babe, I'm trying to work over here.
Oh my god, thank
I need to stop working. I need. Look, my phone matches my beard.
That's a lot.
My hair.
That's a lot. Because
You know the next mukbang's going on your channel, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which we'll talk about what all that means a little bit later. Because there have been some moves. This one right here, she not convinced me, but she encouraged me to go through with the move I made almost literally a year ago, and now she's doing the same thing.
a month.
Okay, first of all,
Finally the contract
I have
is done, so now that we were leaving.
what I'm doing is a number of nervous
It's
breakdowns.
$199.
If we're gonna be strict about it.
Save it for your episode, because I think that'll be a really good conversation to have over this kind of food. And we'll probably go to a different place, like Lawson's or Family Mart.
Family Mart. So 7-Eleven is what? Is it American?
And then the cameras.
And technically Family Mart. So,
Is
but so 7-Eleven
so
has
sorry.
like
I'm so sorry.
sells local food. Because sometimes 7-Eleven has balot in the Philippines.
Yeah. So it's a franchise. It's a chain where the franchises can be opened up pretty much anywhere, and they can dictate what's in there. There are certain items that they have to source from headquarters, obviously. Like for example, this big old bottle of water that we have. This one's Suntory, so it's a Japanese brand, but there is 7-Eleven. There is 7-Eleven water, like big bottle of water.
Okay, I'm opening this rice.
Beef bowl. It's time for a beef bowl.
Ooh, look at it. So there are like different layers. There's one for the
It's
meat.
beef brisket. Yeah.
There's one for the meat and the
Oh, there's the
rice.
rice is on the bottom. Look at that. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Lift it up real quick.
And there's this too.
It's okay. The shadows are kind of harsh. I'm gonna need to doctor this video quite a bit.
on the big day.
And also, I was hoping that this was gonna be an episode of my podcast, but I just realized
It's hard to do that
it's hard.
while eating.
Well, no, it's because we're eating that.
Yeah.
Because we're imparting some good info. But honestly, this is this first mukbang for this trip because we're gonna be together for the next almost 3 to 4 weeks.
Never again. I
There's
don't
going
want
to
that.
be a lot of stuff that we're going to have to talk about.
I take it back. Tastes like beer.
Oh yeah, once you get halfway down, it starts to taste like a flavored beer. Yeah.
Okay, no.
Let's have some of the remnants in the shot here. This one's a chicken, I want to say it's dark meat, so I'll get to that in a second.
You know what's you know what's funny? Like choice part in the US is white meat, right?
It's what?
It's the choice part. Like it's the part that people want.
It's considered healthier, but it's also not as exciting.
No one eats white meat in the Philippines. Like you go to a Jollibee, you're like Jollibee pero leg or thigh part lang.
Yeah.
Ma'am, white meat lang, willing to wait. As in, no.
So you don't have white meat a whole lot in the Philippines.
Everybody hates it. Like
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's the least. It's the lesser enjoyable one. It's the less enjoyable one. All right, beef bowl coming up right here.
I don't want to know if I want any more of this. I am full.
Well, you ate earlier.
Doesn't matter. I'm still full.
Got a bit of that brisket going on here. It's a good. It's a good cut.
God.
Oh, and they warmed it up for us. There was actually a microwave right behind us, but at the 7-Eleven, the guy was like, warm up, and we were like, yeah,
Are we
do
not
it.
eating the rice? Or are we eating it? Oh, do you want to put those things in?
A little bit of spice. There's a lot of chew to the beef on this one. It was good. Wait,
Yeah.
does this go on the rice or on the beef?
They're both going in our mouth.
That's advice for life. Let's put it on the rice, which means we are absolutely eating the rice. Also, this looks a little bit better.
Oh. That looks good. I'm eating that.
So right behind us, my family is discussing where we're going to eat next. Not right now.
What
I'm just
is
saying.
life but a series of meals?
There you go.
I'm not gonna pretend to be able to eat with chopsticks if it's rice.
Oh, you're not a chopsticky?
I am, but I want to eat this first.
I mean, look at this big old piece I just got.
Oh,
The rice is really good.
it's Japanese rice. That's why. Okay. Challenge accepted.
All the videos that we watched in our research leading up to this trip, were always
Ow!
splinters. Yeah, be careful with those. Of course, a lot of those videos are all about eating. There weren't really any mukbangs, so maybe we're starting a trend here. But not of the videos that we watched at least. But it always came out the same way. I want to give a quick shout out to Paolo from Tokyo. Not that he would ever watch this video, but you know,
Paolo
fun
from
dude.
Tokyo?
He was. Did I
Oh,
show
the
the video?
guy,
Yeah, the Filipino dude. I think he's from Seattle, and his content is super helpful, and he's just like the super enthusiastic guy. And every time he like takes a bite of something, he's always like,
Very small.
God bless you, Paolo.
He's been binging on YouTube videos. I've just been eating a lot of like sashimi and salmon rolls. Good stuff.
I noticed
Alright.
I have a wrap.
I think this is when the chicken dark meat should come into play.
Oh
Because
my
we
God,
have some
I'm
rice.
bleeding.
Oh, there you go.
And then it's very clean. People don't
Oh.
clear it.
Why is it such good quality and in 7-Eleven?
That's the thing. That's the reason why I wanted to do this, is because like this showcases just like, how much was this meal? We got all of this food. It's just the two of us. It's about $20.
Yeah.
What even was the last thing we were talking about?
That's what did you do?
I don't know. I've forgotten. This is
Oh,
good.
I remember now.
I'm sorry, but mukbangs, they're harder than you think. I can't eat, enjoy eating, and stay on top.
Because here's the thing. When you're ready to talk, you stop eating.
I can't. You don't disrespect food like that.
It's not disrespect. It's respecting the people.
I can't.
I mean, look at this. She wants to talk, but her arms her arms are moving independent of her thought.
Guys, we're gonna go lay down for an hour. 7. Find a place though where we're gonna be dinner around 8 o'clock. It's 6:40 right now.
Okay po.
Wow.
You want to try?
No, I'm good.
It's good. The rice is really good.
The rice is really good.
Don't forget your ano.
Of course. But we got to get another key anyway.
Another thing.
Yeah, I left it in the electricity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, go on. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna focus.
25 minutes in, let's do this.
Let's do this.
25 minutes into the video, she goes, all right, let's talk.
Bang this.
Well, I just remembered that one of the main, let's say, courses of the discussion was going to be like why I'm freaking out that I'm here. And obviously it's because I grew up all about that Japanese culture.
What about it did you love so much?
I remember, okay, this is going to sound, there are going to be so many people out there who are going to probably make fun of me for being such a typical, like, sheltered Asian kid in America. But, you know, there was a time when I was actually feeling not so fulfilled by, like, the types of media I was consuming. Mm-hmm. So music, movies, television, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I had already grown up watching anime, so I started exploring it more often. Mm-hmm. And by exploring it, I ran into Japanese music. Mm-hmm. And of course, no, I don't understand Japanese, but back then there was a very avid community of people.
And also music knows, like, it...
If you like it, you like it.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if you don't understand. I used to listen to this angry German band, I don't know why. I don't know any.
Deichkind?
Du hast.
Oh, okay.
No, Du hast was the song.
Because I saw Deichkind live at IFA.
Oh, no.
They were awesome. Oh, the battery's about to die.
Where are we gonna go? Eat faster.
I can grab another key and get the other battery. And we can continue from there. And we have 2 final items here, so I'll tell you what. Why don't we finish off what we have in front of us, and then we can get back into the discussion with these last 2 items.
I think if we mix it, it'll be good.
Okay.
And like a little bit of this.
But yeah, it was pretty much just the fact that I was very moved by. Mm-hmm. In Japanese music in particular, I was moved by the lyricism, the lyrics by Utada Hikaru in particular. And back then I was really into like writing poetry. So I mean, I was just kind of gleaning inspiration from all of that. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I found Japanese media, Asian media really, but Japanese media in particular, just so enjoyable. Even talk shows in Japan are way more fun than American talk shows. Way more fun, because in the American talk show, the guest comes on and shows the host a good time. In Japanese talk shows, the host can make the guest do whatever they want. And it often
sounds like a good idea.
And it often leads to hilarity. There was one video, Ayumi Hamasaki, who's like a huge pop star here in Japan, I'm not sure if she is now, but I would imagine so. Mm-hmm. There was one show called Hey 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 that unfortunately is not on anymore. And they did a challenge where the 2 hosts, or one of the hosts, because the hosts were comedians, so they just were really funny on camera no matter what, where one of the hosts and Ayumi Hamasaki would go head to head in a versus to see who was better at parallel parking.
I think I'd win that.
It was hilarious because when she did it, she was okay at it, right? She was all right, you know, kind of the way that, you know, most celebrities probably are not amazing at everyday things. But then when they unveiled what Matsumoto-san was going to do, it was a limo.
Okay, I can do that. So, since we're talking about culture and representation, have you seen Always Be My Maybe?
I have it downloaded on my laptop, which I could not use on the plane because I did not have the right charger.
So, I find
another story for another time.
No, but I always find it so funny because, like, I watched it, I was like, that's cool. And then, like, there were these articles about, like, how it was spot on in terms of representation.
Randall Park wrote it.
Who?
Randall Park, the main actor, the guy.
Oh yes,
he wrote,
Fresh Off the Boat.
He wrote, he wrote the movie.
No,
he co-wrote it.
And basically, they were saying that this is the reality of it. Like, it's not whitewashed or anything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was gonna ask about that because again, my reality is different. Mm-hmm. It's like it's weird, but that's not something.
I think in the U.S., like we're all about identity politics. Mm-hmm. I use politics as a loose term. What I mean is identity conversations and discussions. And ultimately, it comes down to people wanting to put everyone else in a box so that they're easier to categorize, and it just makes, in their eyes, it makes life more efficient, which of course is a terrible way of looking at the world. When in reality, someone who is, this reminds me of a time when I was in Germany, and when we were in an Uber zipping by a karate dojo for kids, and I was like, not that I ever thought completely differently about it, but I was like, oh, they're just like us. They wake up in the morning, they bring their kids to school, they take them to karate class. Like, what aside from where you are in the world and what kind of society you live in, like, obviously there are those different realities, but ultimately, you know, in most places in the world, it's just everyday life.
But it's so, like, it brings me to another observation.
So I'm sorry, real quick. Two Asians in Always Be My Maybe having a storyline that I think anyone can relate to. That's what representation is all about.
Oh, and they're saying that no, it's not just that though. It's the fact that it showed San Francisco as it is. A big Asian community, which is something that...
Oh, well, I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, because basically they were neighbors. And so I think Ali Wong in the movie was Vietnamese, and the guy was there. They were Korean, but even then, like there were clips in the movies where she goes like, "I'm not Chinese," or was it, "I'm not Korean," or something like that. He's like, those are two different races. So and then like, and this is coming from an article I read. They were saying that, you know, there are so many movies in San Francisco, but it ignores the fact of this population. And this was a movie that was based on them being neighbors, and then one of them, the parents had a convenience store, and they were always not around because they were busy trying to build that life for her, and the other parent was just there cooking kimchi and blah, blah, blah. It's
because
pretty interesting.
There are so many different layers to what you just said, and I like that, where it's not just that it's an Asian community and that all of the Asians are together, they are a people, and they are like this monolithic Asian.
Yeah.
The movie, again, I haven't seen it, but from what she's saying, the movie makes it clear what type of Asian each person is, and actually shines a light on the fact that there are different communities, even if they are at the same time all one community.
And there was this funny scene, and this was also in the trailer.
Egg sandwich.
See, this is. I've stopped eating because I have to not eat while I'm having a conversation. Okay,
go.
I got distracted again. No, there was this one scene which was also in the trailer, which old Filipino relatives also do, where like the old dad sees the girl again, and he goes like, "You're very successful now. How much money do you have?"
Oh yeah.
And then the guy goes like,
"That's in the preview."
He's actually serious, because like, I think it's a cultural thing where they think it's okay, and they really do that. Like I've had like old relatives do that.
Okay, I wanted to be sure to grab this one real quick. This is the egg salad sandwich. This is highly recommended from pretty much anywhere here, including 7-Eleven. So before the camera battery runs out, quick bite. Tell me what you think.
I can eat that.
It's really well made,
I can make that though. One of the very few things I learned when I was in grade 4.
All right then. When we go to Manila,
I can't.
Make me a sandwich.
I can.
All right. Okay. You know what? That's already half an hour. That should do it. I'm gonna save the onigiri for after the camera dies. But that was really good. There's also there's gonna be a lot more from this trip. Oh my god, babe. But yeah. Thank you for watching my first ever mukbang. Quick shout out to Danny Wingit out there. He is the one who always wanted us to do a mukbang together. I just took the opportunity this time around. I'm gonna make sure that
Danny,
you and I
this
are
is
able
hard.
to. And he wants us to talk about tech the entire time.
No,
well, we can talk about whatever. But he was like, "What if we had tech mukbangs?" Yeah.
Wait, I do that, not to talk, but to eat.